Now, on Two Works for You, Big Al's Rant with Cayden McFarland. Live at Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Tulsa. Driven by your Oklahoma Ford dealers. Best in Oklahoma.
Replay Sports Bar is the place to be at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino for our first ever live broadcast of The Rant. Now, for the last 17 weeks, Cayden and yours truly, we've been doing The Rant at halftime of the NFL games on Sunday night from NBC on KJRH.com. But now, not to knock KJRH.com by any stretch of the imagination, but now we've gone big time. Because this is a half-hour show.
Right. We've got an audience.
We have an audience. Unbelievable. Yay!
Thanks for coming out.
So we certainly appreciate it, and we'll be talking about a lot of things. If you're a regular viewer of The Rant on the internet, you know that we get after it pretty good. Now, before we get into OSU's win last night, before we get into OU's debacle last week, and before we get into the Dallas Cowboys' chances for the Super Bowl, this is for the crowd. Finally, we can say, SEC, shut the up, okay? I don't want to hear any more SEC.
No,
You're done. You're done. The first 5 teams in the SEC West got beat.
I'm trying to remember, and Notre Dame was doing it before it was cool to do
it,
by the way. I'm a big Notre Dame fan.
Okay,
we were beating the SEC West before it was trendy to do, so 5 of them lost, the top 5, and that's what you texted me as soon as Alabama, was going down.
Shut up,
Shut
SEC.
Up. Yeah, that's right.
Shut up, ESPN. Shut up, Vern Lundquist. Enough already about the SEC. You're not in the national championship game. Now, I'm going to hear it already from home because my wife is here. She's a Tennessee fan. So the second I knock SEC, I already got the thumbs down from my favorite.
It felt good to get that off your chest. I can tell.
Thank you. All right, so SEC enough. All right, let's get to the OSU game last night. Their win at the Cactus Bowl, prickly indeed were the Cowboys.
They came out guns blazing. All kinds of tricks. Everybody was firing on all cylinders. Mason Rudolph, freshman quarterback, 299 yards, 2 touchdowns. He was fantastic. The Pokes know they have their quarterback of the future. And how about Mike Gundy's mood? It's done a 180. He was as surly as we've ever seen him. Just kind of looked like a different person the week of the Bedlam game.
This is Mike Gundy after the game yesterday. And this is Mike Gundy after 3 weeks, after he beat Bedlam, after he took T. Boone Pickens to task in Bill Hastings' article in the Tulsa World. So now he's a happy camper, and for good reason. Now we're going to take a look at some of the highlights from last night's game and their win over Washington. Everybody was worried about Tyreek Hill. How are they going to replace Tyreek Hill?
I was right there.
I say give him James Castleman, 310 pounds of a machine, running the football for a touchdown, running a big play, catching a pass, and making a big play to put the game away for Oklahoma State.
He's 6'2", 300. I think. Are those about your numbers? Is that why you like James Castleman so much and you want them to throw to him as much as
300.
possible? Okay, I got you.
I'm getting there.
He scored the first touchdown to make it 7-0.
Right.
And then he comes in again on that extra big package they went with and catches a pass on 3rd and 2, 48 yards down the sideline, puts the game away.
All right.
Fantastic. That was the best play of the entire season for me. And the thing that immediately came to mind is that doesn't happen if Bob Stoops doesn't make the mistake in Bedlam. It's amazing how the re-kicking to Tyreek Hill in the Bedlam game changed everything with regard to OSU going forward.
We have a whole segment coming up about Punt It Again, Bob. But just back to OSU and how things have turned over one game. Last year, if Gilbert holds on to the football, OU doesn't have the end of the season that they have. Bedlam completely turned it around for Oklahoma State. So from that standpoint, a team that was turning sour, they lost 5 in a row. They get a big win. Gundy's feeling the pressure. He's about as sour as a human being could be. And things have just he must have really got a nice Christmas present from his family.
I think he's feeling pretty good
on
all fronts. You got to be really impressed. Here's the thing that came to mind with me. Mike Gundy talked leading up to the Cactus Bowl about how well his guys had prepared. He was on cloud 9 and saying, look, this Bedlam game did us a ton of good. These guys are practicing really well. I thought to myself, without Tyreek Hill, we'll see. You know, Washington had 3 All-Americans on that defense. So I was thinking, yeah, I know you guys are sky high and you're feeling good, and that's probably good. You're going to develop some young players in these 15 practices. Right. But I don't think you're going to be able to go beat Washington there in Tempe. And the way they played last night, to me, proved that Gundy was right all along. His guys were that fired up about the Bedlam win. They did work that much harder in bowl prep, and they did take a huge step forward.
How many times have we seen, folks, how many times have we seen when a star player is either suspended or gets hurt or cannot play for whatever reason, how the teammates or the rest of the team just come through. Yeah. You see it so many times. I go back to when Arkansas and Lou Holtz suspended 8 players from the Orange Bowl centuries ago, I know. Yeah. But Arkansas just hammered OU in the Orange Bowl game. Yeah. And you always see, it just seems like teammates always want to make the recovery because they hear so much about, oh, you can't possibly win without Tyreek Hill. Other players pick it up. It's just the competitive nature that athletes have. And I think this was a perfect example of that last night.
The OSU team we saw with Mason Rudolph, including the Baylor loss and then the Bedlam win and then, of course, the Cactus Bowl last night, was much different than the team we had seen before. Now, was that just because of Mason Rudolph, or did that offensive line get some things where it's hard to know exactly who deserves all the credit, but we know this. As soon as Mason Rudolph came in, that offense finally began to move the ball, and it hadn't for about 7 weeks or 5 weeks, I guess it was.
All right.
Much, much better. And looking forward to 2015. I mean, they're not going to be on top because TCU and Baylor are definitely the co-favorites, if you will, going into the Big 12 next year. But I think OSU's right there with OU.
So what did you make with what Gundy and the players said after the game last night?
They're happy. I mean, they couldn't be happier. You love it for the seniors like Castleman and Rowland. But Gundy was definitely looking forward to 2015. And I think even the seniors took pride in that, saying what we accomplished over the last couple of games, 3 games really of this season, puts this program in a really good position going forward.
All right, here's what was said.
It was the best 3 weeks of preparation for a bowl that we've ever had. Even the year we won the Fiesta Bowl, I thought this group maximized their opportunity for success.
As soon as we started bowl practice is when we kind of threw it in there. All year I've been joking around, come on, coach, throw me in there, throw me the ball, put me at tight end, stuff like that. And sure enough, he let me do it.
I was joking around on the sideline after he got that catch that it's like, give him the offensive MVP. He's got to be the offensive MVP this game.
I didn't think he was going to throw it to me until in the middle of the play, I saw the guy who was supposed to guard me, I saw him fall. So I was like, oh, man, Mason might be throwing me the ball. And so he ended up doing, and I concentrated as hard as I could on that ball to make sure I caught it. That's the only thing I want to make sure I did. I didn't care if I got yards after that, just make sure I caught it.
I wouldn't have it any other way, no matter how our record turned out. I look back at these last 3 to 4 weeks, and we made a lot of memories. Of course, we won the Fiesta Bowl my freshman year, but we really had to earn these last 2 wins, and we finished on a strong note.
During the season, when I kept getting the same questions, and I was getting frustrated in the media conferences, I didn't have an answer for you. Didn't have an answer for anybody, and at times I didn't feel like I had an answer for the team. That really frustrated me. And so we were able to make a few adjustments, but these guys made decisions to get it done. And so they put me in a better mood, and now I'm happy.
And he's happy. Hal's got the picture right there. You see the final numbers, 299 for Rudolph, nearly 500 yards of offense, and as Mike Gundy said, he's happy. There you go.
All right, now contrast. That was Mike Gundy. As we go to a break, this is what we're going to be talking about later. Right. Bob Stoops, not so happy.
It's not as good.
We'll be back with the Rant at the Hard Rock Motel and Casino right after this.